Hey guys, Tor from What Mice Have Seen, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the GVM-RGB-150S. I'm going to be going over some main features of this light, some pros and cons, as well as what this light is best suited for, and some other alternatives that may work better for your use cases or what you need. This light uses an LED fixture with a CRI of 95+, and a TLCI of 97+. Respectable color for the price range, considering something like an aperture light up in the $1,000 light range will also give you the same exact results, and you really can't get better. As far as brightness is concerned, this pumps out 20,000 lumens at 1 meter, taking advantage of its whopping 150 watts. With the fresnel lens on the front, you can expect an adjustable beam angle ranging from 60 to 120 degrees. The RGB function allows for many more use cases of the light, and its adjustable color temperature means it's just a little more flexible when you get to the shoot. The power adapter is external, allowing for the main light to run a little bit cooler and be a little lighter. A little bit more on this later. This light is easy to recommend for studio use. The beam is ultra precise and allows for easy sculpting of shadows and works amazing. However, I will say it's a little bit harsh for skin tones, and it does have a Bowens mount, but I've found that using something like a softbox on this makes the brightness a little bit underwhelming. Alright, moving on to pros and cons. The directional light this puppy puts out is just exceptional and awesome, and something you definitely need in your tool chest if you do video productions. The Bowens mount is another nice touch. It allows for some flexibility on different attachments such as a softbox or any sort of barn door like I have on these, as well as grids. Just a lot of things you can do with this light with that Bowens mount because it's an extremely popular mount. The color accuracy on these lights is exceptional for the price, and actually exceptional for about any price point. So I would definitely not shy away from these lights if you're worried about color accuracy. They're going to do exactly what you need them to do there. While on the topic of color, the RGB and color temperature adjustments make this light extremely versatile. I know that some of you are going to be out there in the camp of one color temperature, brighter bulb type lights, and I understand that, and it does make sense for certain use cases, but you can't get past this form factor of being able to just switch between, have your RGB and your color temperature right there. Just makes adjustments on the fly a little bit easier. The brightness of this light is definitely something I wouldn't shy away from. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. The control is easy, just as simple as adjusting your color temperature and your hue and saturation or your RGB. I will say I wouldn't recommend this for a front light unless you're in studio. You're gonna have to take your ISO up a little bit because when you throw a softbox on this, it just gets a little underwhelming on the brightness. Now, obviously this isn't intended to be a soft light, so I'm not worried about it, but if you're trying to buy this light for that, I would look into another option like I mentioned earlier. However, if you want like a kicker for the back of your subject or something to get a nice shadow on them, or you're shooting products like something like this can right here, and you're trying to get really dimensional light, definitely something like this is what you want to get, and I think this is honestly one of the best ones for the price. Earlier I said I was going to bring up the power supply again, and that is definitely our biggest gripe of this light. It's just a little bit bulky, and the cable on it does not detach, so it's a little bit of an awkward length to deal with and way too heavy for the mount and plug they have. We actually ended up mounting brackets to the side of ours and hanging them with cord onto our light poles. That way we're not worried about them falling and damaging or breaking the outlet inside of the light, which would be a pain in the butt to fix. And that outlet is a little bit flimsy, we found. It could just be our particular products, but we've noticed it just isn't as satisfying and tight as you'd want it. The focus of the beam is another weak point of this light. It's advertised as a Fresnel light, as it can move like this, but we found a couple issues with this, specifically with the brightness. As you zoom in, it gets a little bit darker, not extremely noticeable, but enough to kind of bother you and give you enough of a reason to not use that function sometimes. Overall, this light does exactly what it was made for, and does it particularly well, especially for the price. If you're interested in picking one of these GVM panels up, the link will be down in the description. I hope this video helped answer your questions about this light, but if you have any more, please drop those in the comments below, and I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. Have a good day, guys.